Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Josh from Royal Moore, and behind me are two of the most popular Japanese sports cars, the GR Corolla and Subaru WRX. And today I'd like to show you around both of them, take you on a test drive with them, and help you see which one is the better fit for you. Before I begin, I should mention that I'm comparing the base model GR Corolla to one of the higher trim WRXs. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the price of these two is almost identical. Both of them, brand new, are priced right around $40,000, and so I want to show you what you're getting for that money. The Subaru WRX first came out as a rally car over 3 decades ago. The all-wheel drive system that was used in the original generation has been refined over the years, and this current generation WRX still has Subaru's symmetrical system to give it excellent traction. The GR Corolla also has an all-wheel drive system, but as we'll take a look at later, it has a unique advantage over the Subaru. Unlike the WRX, which has been out for 32 years, the GR Corolla just came out a couple of years ago, so it's a fairly new development. Both of these vehicles deliver impressive performance. The WRX has Subaru's Boxer 4-cylinder engine. It's 2.4 liters and turbocharged, and it outputs about 270 horsepower. One of the unique advantages of Subaru's Boxer engine is that it's mounted very low in the car, which gives it a lower center of gravity for better cornering. On the other hand, the GR Corolla has a 1.6-liter 3-cylinder engine. Although it's small, it outputs even more horsepower than the WRX. It has 300 horsepower, which from a 1.6-liter engine means that the power it outputs per liter is close to that of a Bugatti Chiron. In addition to having 30 more horsepower, the GR Corolla also weighs about 400 pounds less. This means that it can accelerate to 60 miles an hour about half a second quicker than the Subaru. All of this power wouldn't do any good if it didn't translate to the pavement, but thankfully both of these vehicles can put their power down very well. Both have machine-finished alloy wheels. The Corollas are finished in black, and the WRXs are finished in dark gray. They also have performance-oriented tires. The ones on the Subaru are made by Dunlop and are a Sport Max GT, which blends performance with a quiet, comfortable ride. And the tires on the Corolla are more of a performance-oriented tire. They're Michelin Pilot Sports. And one other cool thing about the wheels is that the brake calipers are finished in red, which add a sporty touch and go very well with the red exterior. When it comes to performance, the GR Corolla has the edge. It has more power and less weight, along with quicker acceleration figures than the WRX. But we'll find out how all of those numbers translate to real-world driving when we take both of these vehicles on a test drive here soon. Before we do that, let's first take a look at the interior of these vehicles, and this is where the WRX has an edge. This limited trim is comprised of this super soft and luxurious suede material. These side bolsters do an excellent job of holding you in place while you're going around corners. You have red stitching and WRX logos around the cabin, which add a nice touch of color and a very sporty feel. And you have StarTex, which is this material around your seats as well as on your doors. And you can see, even though it's been raining on this door and it's soaking wet, it's a waterproof material that can be cleaned really easily with a towel or cloth. It's also very resistant to scratching if you have pets or kids. So your interior, in addition to being comfortable, is also very durable. You also enjoy a host of premium features like this futuristic touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a powered sunroof, as well as a power adjustable driver's seat with lumbar support, and an upgraded Harman Kardon speaker system. So in addition to being a performance-oriented car, it's also great for just daily driving. There's also plenty of space in the back for passengers. Legroom and headroom are really ample. You have the same durable and comfortable StarTex and suede material, and you have a couple of charging ports as well. There's also plenty of storage in the back of the WRX. When it comes to the Corolla, the premium and sporty feel of the exterior doesn't really translate to the interior. I'll start with some of the highlights. The seats, just like the WRX, have aggressive side bolsters that do a really good job of holding you in place. They look sporty. You have GR badging. You also have some amenities like heated seats and a wireless charger, along with a touchscreen where you can connect your phone and access Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Outside of that, the interior is fairly simple. There's no colored stitching. The cabin feels fairly plain. The materials are just cloth, so it doesn't feel quite as nice as the suede that's in the WRX. You also don't enjoy a lot of the same amenities like a power adjustable driver's seat, sunroof, or upgraded sound system. And some of the materials do feel a little bit cheap, like this plastic on the side, along with this cheapish feeling plastic in the middle. So overall, the build quality and luxuriousness doesn't feel quite as good as the WRX, although the seats are still sporty and comfortable, and the driving position and digital speedometer does a good job at being performance oriented. The back seats are a little bit smaller than the WRX, but there is still enough room back here for a couple of passengers. There's enough leg and headroom, and the interior, while it is simple, is comfortable, and you have a couple of charging ports. The space behind the second row is a little bit smaller than the WRX, but there is still enough room back here for a few items or grocery bags. We are now in the driver's seat of the WRX, and I'm actually recording this after just getting back from the test drive because a lot of the audio that was taken during was obscured by the rain. So I want to tell you how it performed. And city driving in the WRX is surprisingly comfortable. A lot of other sports cars have a really stiff, rigid suspension to help it feel as sporty as possible, but it also sacrifices when you're driving to and from work, when you're going over bumps. But the WRX doesn't do that. It has four-wheel independent suspension, so it's very good at absorbing bumps on the road. It also has lots of aerodynamic designs, such as vents on the side of the car to help guide air over the wheels, and a ducktail spoiler, which helps to reduce turbulence as it comes over the car. And the Dunlop tires I was telling you about do a really good job at absorbing road noise, so it's a surprisingly quiet and comfortable car to drive. When it comes to performance and cornering, the WRX excels there as well. Because the boxer engine is mounted very low, there's very minimal body roll when you're cornering, and the sport touring tires and all-wheel drive system means that you're constantly in control, and power is constantly to the wheels with the most grip. So it really inspires confidence when you're driving, and especially when you're cornering. When you put your foot down in a straight line, the acceleration is pretty good. The turbo provides ample power, although there are quicker cars in a straight line. That's the one thing that I wish the WRX had a little bit more of, was power, so that it was able to pick up just a little bit quicker, but it still provides ample acceleration. And it wasn't really made to be a straight line performer. It was made to be a versatile, all-around sports car. And because of the all-wheel drive system and comfortable cabin, it certainly does that. It's a very comfortable daily driver, and yet it still has that sporty feel, especially around corners when you need it. Alright, we just got back from driving the Corolla, and one of the first things that I noticed is that the driving experience is a little bit less comfortable, particularly in the city, because the wheelbase is a little bit shorter and the suspension is a little bit stiffer, so you feel more of the bumps and imperfections in the road, even with the car in its least sporty setting. But once I got it out into the countryside, into the open road, I found the driving experience to be really enjoyable. The stiff suspension helps it corner very well, it feels very planted. The all-wheel drive system helps out as well. And the steering I found to be a little bit more responsive and a little bit sportier than the WRX. Also, the unique all-wheel drive feature that I was telling you about near the beginning of this video is that you can adjust the power distribution. Normally it's a 60-40 split front to rear, but you can transfer up to 70% of the power to the rear, which can help to give it more of a responsive and a little bit more of a playful feel, especially if you're going around corners or if you're wanting to drift or throw the car around a little bit. It can help it feel more rear-wheel drive oriented instead of an all-wheel drive vehicle. So I found it to be more of an enjoyable driving experience than the WRX, particularly in a straight line. When you put your foot down, you really feel the acceleration. The increase in power is made more evident because of the lighter weight. And I also found the exhaust and turbo to sound a little bit better. It's a little bit more accentuated in the GR as opposed to the WRX, where it feels a little bit more refined. So overall, when it comes to sportiness and overall driving experience, I had a better time in the GR. So you've had the opportunity to see both models, and if you're wondering which one is the best choice overall, it all comes down to exactly what you're looking for. If you are looking for a performance-oriented, fun-to-drive vehicle, then I would recommend the GR Corolla. I found that the exhaust and the turbo sounded better. I found that the brake, steering, the pedal feel, and just about everything about it was a touch sportier than the WRX, and I had a better time driving it. I enjoyed it a little bit more. However, if you are looking for something that's more comfortable and that's more of a safe, practical daily driver that also has quite a bit of sportiness and cornering capability, then I would recommend the WRX. It was still a lot of fun to drive, and it's in a more comfortable package that seems like it delivers a little bit more value when it comes to interior quality and overall package. So again, it comes down to what you're looking for, but rest assured that no matter which one you choose, it'll come with a lot of safety features like steering responsive headlights, a camera in the windshield for your collision avoidance, and blind spot detection. So you don't have to sacrifice safety for performance because these vehicles have both. I would highly recommend coming to drive both because at Royal Moore we have both a Toyota and Subaru store, so you can drive them side by side to see which one is the best fit.